Welcome to Car Talk with Matty J. Another Tuesday night, more car-related topics. I'm your host, Matty J, as I've just mentioned. Tonight we're going to have quite a busy show. We're going to talk about Forza 7, the new game by obviously Forza, and why Toyota has decided to not put any of their road-going cars in it. It's a bit weird.
In the game?
In the game, yeah. They've taken them all out. They've taken the Supra out. They've taken everything out.
What?
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah. Anyway,
Toyota's being weird.
They've been very weird. You've just heard the voice of James from Member Smith. What's going on, James?
Nothing much. Just weirded out by Toyota.
Yeah, it's a bit.
What happened? Toyota used to be cool.
Toyota's still cool. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Mazda, because Mazda have I don't know if you have heard about this, James. They have announced that they're going to, in Japan at least, restore the original MX-5, Mazda MX-5. So like the original pop-up headlight MX-5, they're going to...
What do you mean restore?
They're going to pretty much make them like a factory fresh. They're going
to start remaking the exact specifications?
They're going to take obviously second-hand ones or
they're going to refurbish,
make them brand new and give them out again. So I think that's going to be pretty damn cool.
That's cool.
And
see, why can't Toyota be more like Mazda?
Well, see, a few weeks ago we were talking about how crappy Mazda's becoming because they got rid of the MPS program, they got rid of everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, like they don't even have a rotor anymore. Even though, okay, rotaries are a bit hard to make work for the emissions today.
Yeah.
But they've at least they're saying, okay, well the MX-5 is their most popular sport. It is the most popular sports car of all time. So they're like, okay, well the original was so good, let's make the original the original. So I reckon that's a great thing. So we're going to mention that a bit later on. And I was going to say, if car companies could do that, what cars would we think would be a good option for them to remake?
Oh.
So
well, everyone if Toyota got their thumb out of their ass, they could, the Supra. Everyone would want to Fast and Furious spec Supra.
Well, there is a new Supra coming, so it is.
Yeah, but it's a new one. And no one wants a new one.
Everyone wants the late 90s.
Everyone wants the orange one with the decals,
or the white one in Fury 7, which was really really nice.
Yeah.
That was a really, really cool car. Obviously, we're going to be joined a bit later by Anthony and Alan, who will be on the show. They're just running a bit late. But we'll crack into it already because we're already halfway through the start of the show. We're going to play our first song by an artist called Trevor Something. So the whole point of Trevor Something is like you don't know anything about Trevor Something because he's just something.
Shouldn't it be Trevor No One?
Trevor, that's what I was thinking, but... Obviously not. It's Trevor something.
He doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
I don't know what the hell it is.
Neither does Matt.
Neither do I. I'm like that one guy that sits in the middle. Everyone around me talks about it.
You know what's weird, right? Like, Game of Thrones is like the most popular show in Australia. It's the most popular show almost in the world. Like, I know like one or two people who watch it.
Really? Like,
yeah.
Avini, my mum, my sister watch it. Like,
yeah.
Her whole family watches it. It's
like
insane.
Your family and then a couple other guys I know watch it. Like, it's crazy. Like
what?
Everyone watches it, and yet no one. I go, hey, do you watch Game of Thrones? No.
What the hell?
I'm all alone. No one here beside me.
My problems are. Well, anyway, this is Trevor Something with Summer Love, a really cool '80s super synthy track, very Moog-esque of recent times, very Mitch Murder. So I don't know if you're a fan.
Yeah, Mitch Murder's cool.
Mitch Murder's cool. So. This is my favourite song by him, so this is Summer Love. You're back in Car Talk with Matty J. That was Trevor Something with Summer Love. Really cool track. I'm a big fan of that one. We are now joined in the studio with my comrade in Paseo, Anthony Farrell. What's going on?
Oh, not much, mate. Just living the dream on the odd Tuesday night.
On the odd Tuesday night, yeah. Thanks for coming on anyway, man. It's been a while since we had you on early days, and now
it's been a while. Good to be back.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But now we get to talk about the Paseo, the Nugget Nationals.
Nugget Nationals. Well, we touched on this quite a bit last week, but we'll get it from your perspective as well.
All right.
So, Nugget National Day, big event, obviously, but it was like super chill. And James and I couldn't get over how chill it was.
Oh yeah, it was actually really good. I mean, for what it was, we managed to purchase a car for I don't know whether you told everybody, but we managed to purchase for about $1,300.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Yeah.
Because it is older than 25 years, we got club registration on the car as well. So that was about $70.
It's so cheap.
Yeah, that's for 45 days, which is great. I mean, especially when you're racing it maybe once a month and occasional weekends.
If that, dude, it's like once every few months. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's better again. Obviously, you got to pay your club registration. And definitely have to be associated with the club, obviously, to get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So add another $100 there. I mean, so essentially you're all in at maybe $1,500 for our car. And you're able to throw it around on a track. Now, obviously, you do need to hire the venue and things of that nature and get your license for when you are racing on the track. So that managed to cost us, let's even say, managed to work out be about another $300.
All in, yeah.
All in. And then to spend the entire day out there on the track, basically throwing a little Paseo around was great fun.
It was good fun. I was reading the wrap up because they put the wrap up on last night. I don't know if you've seen it, James. Yet.
No.
And it was saying all the placings for the Nuggets, like just for the Nuggets, and we came 16th, 17th, and
last place.
So it was good. Look, it doesn't matter if we came first or last. We just had a ball.
Wait, how many Nuggets were there?
It was about 19, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was about. No, I was last place, so there would have been 18.
Okay,
18 all up, I would imagine.
I'm pretty sure there was a Jazz that finished lower than us. So you were faster than
there was a couple of people slower than you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jazz and the Colt weren't as quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Matt was saying that there was a few people who were still in the 2 minutes around the track.
Yeah.
And I came in at like a minute
59.
Yeah, minute 59.8. Yeah. So I still cracked the 2 minutes, and that was just my milestone for it.
Cracking the 2 minutes in a stock slow car with Prius tyres is brilliant, actually.
Exactly, and stock suspension. All we have done to that car has basically been... change over the steering wheel, pop halitones in there, so I mean, there is no performance aspect of that at all.
But yeah, it was good to see, like, obviously now because we got the springs and everything ready to go, and next run will, like, I guess it's not going to be at Winton. I think it's at
Sandown.
Sandown, yeah.
Yeah.
But once we get back to Winton, it'd be good to see the difference that the suspension and tyres have made, because that's going to be like the biggest difference on the car.
Oh, big time. I mean, we're not getting to the extent of coilovers, because I mean, we did have a look at that one there, and coilovers cost more than the car is actually worth. So I mean, we are going to chuck in some firmer springs, which will make a big difference to it. And then obviously, once you do have non-Prius tyres and actually have some semi-slicks, that'll just have a massive difference in the speed and performance we managed to get out of it too. Actually, because I mean, even when you heard us going around the corner, our tyres were squealing at every single corner that we turned around, and everybody else there was nothing.
To be fair, everyone else was squealing as well.
Not as bad as
not on the straights though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
all good. Well, look, we'll move on, because like I've said, actually, before we do, you did a mod on it this week, which has been pretty freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, I had to do it. We did get the number 7 Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball itself as a shifter. So we now have one there as a shifter.
That's cool.
We did originally order the 5-star, given it is a 5-speed manual.
I was going to say, wasn't it a 5-star?
We ordered a 5-star, but we got a 7.
Okay.
So
makes it go faster.
Exactly. There's more.
2 more speeds.
Exactly. 2 more speeds. I mean, we'll count reverse as one of them, so there's 6. And neutral. There we go.
7.
We got a 7.
There's 7.
So, but it had to go, and I think I'll send you a photo of it later on. You can pop on the page of the quality shifter we got.
Yeah, definitely. I'll check it on our Facebook page, and probably I'll check it on Instagram as well. Just stick it on there for a laugh.
Definitely.
But look, we'll move on. We were talking just before the break. Have you heard about the new Forza 7, Anthony? Because you're obviously a game fan, not like both of us are, and we're big Forza fans. We've been Forza fans for ages.
True.
The big announcement was that Toyota has said we're not going to put any more of our road-going cars in the game. So they've taken out the Supra, Celicas, MR2s, anything that was like Toyota and
all the popular stuff.
All the popular Toyotas.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah. And they said, you're going to have some Toyotas, but they're going to be race car Toyotas. They're not going to be like the cars you can buy off the street, which is a big kick in the butt.
But that doesn't make sense. They're not going to be able to sell those race cars, so there's no point in pushing them to an audience.
I don't know, man.
I guess the best part about having having an 86 in there or a Supra or whatever it is because it's so well known.
Yeah. 86 is a huge one. I forgot about that. That's a car that like everyone buys.
Exactly. I mean, it's not exactly the most high tech performance car and 0 to 100, but throw it around a track and
it's great.
Even when we went to Nuggets. I mean, there was
the guy next to us. Yeah, he was great.
The guy next to us, he was great. He had an 86. Or was that a BRZ?
That was an 86.
It was an 86. But I think in our league that we were competing, I was thinking about 8 or 9 different 86s and BRZs that were going around the track with us, and they were he basically said it straight to us. He said, this on here is completely stock other than new tyres
And
on
pads.
it. And pads.
Yeah.
And it's racetrack ready.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's essentially what you're getting at once you get into these games. You want a car that you can relate to and you can purchase, and you can go out and do that yourself.
Yeah.
And then work on those mods. I mean, it's good to have a car that's, basically a race car, but
Really? Yeah, like really, Toyota? Like, this is what you're doing to us? Like,
exactly. It's just like, it just seems like it's lacking.
I mean, Toyota's like, the last few years have really come, like, everyone's like, oh, so Toyota's, the comeback car was with the 86 and then the Supra that's coming this year or next year. But this, for all, like, car enthusiasts who play games and stuff, this is a big kick in the nuts because it's just like, well, you can enjoy our race cars, and you can actually, if you want a bit of the experience, you can actually go buy them instead of going and saying, here's a game, you crash it as many times as you want, who cares? Just have fun.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. For me, it's been car racing games and movies and stuff that really got me into certain cars. Like for example, Gran Turismo 4 had the F6 Typhoon. I ended up buying one because of that. So it's stuff like that that makes it so much better.
Exactly.
But it's just a bit strange that they've done that. Like in terms with Mazda, like they've, as I said before, got rid of the MPS program and stuff like that. At least they're still doing fun things in that aspect. Like, it's just a bit weird.
They're still putting in the effort, and that's the important part. But I don't know. It just seems weird, Toyota.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a fan, Toyota.
Not a fan because
stick with the Priuses.
Stick with the.
No more performance for Toyotas anymore.
No performance for those. We are now joined by Alan. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just came in from uni. I'm very glad to be back. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Glad to have you, man.
So I hear the discussion is it on the Toyota reduction in Forza?
Yes.
Now, is that related in any way to like a similar deal? How Porsche was in bed with EA and then they had to get the Ralphs and.
Well, I don't think so because they've already had all the rights to them anyway.
Yeah.
And the fact is that most Forzas anyway, like they later on they then begin the rights again and they bring a Porsche pack. No one's going to buy a Toyota pack. Let's be honest.
It's true.
Yeah. Why would you? Like you'd buy a Porsche pack, but you're not going to buy a Toyota pack.
No.
Like no matter how good the Supras and 86 and all that are, it's just like Toyotas,
Prius.
like Prius.
Like a DLC car that you would buy is you always think something exotic.
Like for example, okay, if the Supra was a DLC car, I'd buy it because I love
Supra.
Supras and
Yeah.
because Supra, yeah. But just the fact that they've taken it away from us in the game that Supras have been in there since pretty much day one is pretty damn disgusting. It's a bit disappointing.
Very.
So yeah, we'll move it on anyway. We'll move to some more fun topics because just before the break we're talking about as well Mazda with the MX-5, the original MX-5. They're in Japan offering to refurbish and make it brand new, basically.
That would be pretty sweet.
So you can take your MX-5 to them and they'll make it brand new, like factory fresh again. It's going to cost a pretty penny, but it's I mean, you're getting the most popular, sports car of all time, like brand new
Roadster,
yeah. So MX-5 Miata, or wherever you are from, it's that's what it's called. So, what's your take on that, guys? Like, I reckon it's grouse. I reckon more car companies should do it.
Yeah, I think it's a great service to provide. It comes down to can they turn a profit while also being fair to the customers.
I mean, surely they'd be turning a profit because they wouldn't be doing it.
But how fair are they being to the customers at that point?
Yeah.
Whereas you get something like McLaren will restore your F1. But if you've got a McLaren
a pretty
F1...
price of...
If you've got a McLaren F1, you're not worrying about, the price of restoring it. You're just going to get it done.
Just ask Rowan Atkinson. He broke it twice.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, I guess, look, it's a cool option. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's going to be really good. But, I mean, by the time you purchase the car and then have to go down to Mazda and basically redo it, you're still coming out with a relatively old car, even though as cool as it is...
Yeah.
How much is that going to set you back?
Yeah.
And then is it just more worthwhile just buying a new one?
Yeah. The real question, exactly, if you put in the restoration cost and the purchase cost, does it come to the price of a new MX-5?
I'm saying it'll probably become very close, if not maybe more.
So you got to really love your car to take it through that.
I mean, like, they're saying they're going to be like pretty much back to metal. Like they're going to strip the car down and rebuild it all up, which is like. I mean, I love the idea. I reckon it's fantastic. I reckon more car companies should do it. But having said that, it's going to cost a lot of money because this is like these cars are borderlining 30 years old now. So
exactly.
for an early MX-5,
it's cool, but
is a price tag.
Exactly. And that look, it's understandable from the car company's point of view that obviously they need to make money for it, but again, I don't think your average Joe is going to be going and forking out the equivalent of buying a new MX-5 for an old MX-5.
Yeah, no. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have an RF tomorrow, like the Mazda MX-5 RF, because I reckon they just look sexy as. But I get the whole MX-5 thing. I've been in an original MX-5. They're an incredibly handling car. They're just fun, yeah. And like I think people have said, the newer cars have kind of
they've lost it all.
Have lost that touch. But if the original. I think that's what they want to kind of bring back to the original people and the owners because a lot of the original MX-5 owners love their car because it's the original, it's
True.
Great, it's not big like the new ones, it's the perfect size. I mean, you're not worried about ABS, you're not worried about airbags, you're not worried about any of that stuff.
You probably should be worried about at least airbags, especially in this day and age.
It's the butts on the floor experience.
You die happy in the car.
You die happy in the car. Yeah. It's the butt on floor experience, and it's and that's what MX-5s are known for. And if they bring that back, and look, people are going to do it no matter what.
Sure.
If you got money and you love your car,
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Well, I guess the only thing which is still not exactly the best thing to think about for it, but I mean, if it's getting restored, you've got to think about insurance for the car as well.
Of course, yeah.
And
if that's going to change,
exactly,
and stuff, yeah,
especially when 9 out of 10 insurance companies themselves, they're going to be looking at the car for the original age of the car, not for restoration purposes.
And MX-5s haven't really hit that collector car value again.
Exactly.
So like original MX-5s, like there's still a lot of them on the road, but like they're still kind of pricey too. Like original, cause just. As I said, I get why people rag on MX-5s and say, oh, they're the hairdresser's car, but okay, maybe, but for pure experience, they're great. And if that's what Mazda's really trying to bring back, considering they've gotten rid of the MPS, they've gotten rid of all their other like performance programs, this is a step in the right direction for Mazda because they've been really lacking. So hopefully, it might take off.
Potential.
Well, this whole idea has really brought me thinking: what cars, obviously that have been made, could they offer this service to, and should they offer this service to? So it's a big question. It's a bit hard, like a bit of a hard question, but they should like because I know with Mazda they're obviously going to be restamping all these parts. They're going to obviously remaking, getting all the tools, retooling it to make it brand new. What other cars in like the last, let's say, modern classics 20 years would they really do it? Because like older cars, like for example, old GTHOs and stuff, you can pretty much make a new one from like the spare parts catalog. I feel like you go to Rare Spares, you have a checkbook. Here you go, fill me up. But with more modern classics, like for example, with my Typhoon, for like I'm not bringing it on again, but parts for that you can't even buy anymore, and the car's only 10 years old. Like what the hell? If you go back a bit further, like your T3 turbos, you can't get any stuff for. Starions and stuff.
Yep, Starion for sure. Cordia turbos.
Yeah, Cordia turbo. Yeah,
it's essentially the same thing, but
yeah, I reckon the Cordias do look cool too. Like,
they are. They're that year, that generation, that shape, just boxy.
They're super 80s.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, your brother had a Cordia turbo. Your brother had two Cordias at one stage.
He had two. He had one turbo and one non-turbo. I don't know why he did get a non-turbo, but even then, let's be honest, with the power output of the turbo, there's still no point having a turbo anyway. But I used to have one. And I'm not going to lie, one. Probably more recently when we were still looking at the Nuggets, I started to look at Starions and Cordias.
They're pricey, man.
They are. Starions are up there. Yeah. They're harder than fine than the Cordias, but I'd still rock one.
Yeah, 100%. I'd totally rock a Starion. I'd have to get it in, just like the full later ones with the full box, massive flares and everything. They looked so cool.
Wide body, all the way.
All the way, yeah. But that'd be a perfect example of a car that they should offer this service to, or just offer parts you can buy, like because I'm assuming you wouldn't be able to buy anything for those anymore.
Oh, good luck with that.
A lot of like earlier Tickford stuff that's really hard. Like people have just hoarded it and they charge like $1,000 for like a freaking headlight. Like pretty much go bite something.
Yeah.
But
are you implying they should start offering a restoration service for the AU Falcon?
TE50s, TE and TS50s, maybe, because those ones were like cream of the crop. They were good cars. AU Falcons are the best. Come on. Another car I'd really like to say that this would be a really good, really cool thing for. Now I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, like later model RX-7s, like an FD, even an FC, because like they're super cool. But GC8 WRXs, because they're hitting that 25 7 years 25 years old, let's say, for like a really really old one. Like, actually no, not 25, 20 years old I should say. But yeah, a lot of the original ones are pretty beaten up, and they're getting hard to find a really really clean one. So Subaru, if you're listening, offer this service for your GC8, because essentially the EJ20 engines went up until recently, so there'd be still parts and plenty of
a lot of engine parts at least for it, but it's just more the other parts that you're looking for.
Yeah,
because in terms of engine, no one really worries. Once they blow it up, they just go buy another one.
Exactly.
Which is why you can never find one at the local wreckers. the moment the car's out, the next day it's gone.
The funny thing is, I was speaking to Anthony, his brother, about this one time. You go to DIY, you see all these Commodores with just engines out, and you go to the Ford section, they're just all their engines are still there.
yeah, Barra life.
That's why they had to sell the Barras at the other place.
$70.
$70 for a Barra.
What the hell?
Just buy one just in case, just because. Why not?
I was going to say it's a waste of $70.
It's never going to blow up anyway.
We've seen the taxis getting around, just going around the odometers a few times.
You buy it for another car though. Okay, the Merc.
The Merc, yes. It's going to happen, dude. I'm going to Barra swap. It's going to happen. Barra swap. The diff's probably going to break the first time it comes on boost, but it's okay because it's #Barra the world.
Hey, Barra swap the Paseo.
The engine will be coming out the side of the car.
Yeah. Into the cabin, sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, 100%. It'd be
become a new roadster.
Dude, the Barra's bigger than the whole Paseo itself.
Pretty much. Look, I think there'd be a few decent cars you could definitely chuck into that sort of mix of cars too. I mean, a lot of people do restore them, but TA22s and RA28s.
That's a great one, yeah. I forgot about those, the Celicas, yeah.
Which, again, as rare as hen's teeth to find a decent one, but right there, Toyota would have an absolute killing because the amount of people who have a huge appreciation for those cars.
And there's a big following for them.
Oh, yeah,
massive
huge following.
Them, yeah.
Trying to find any parts for those are just really difficult. I know one mate who I used to play basketball with, he used to have a TA22.
I love those cars
and he restored that from the ground up with his old man. Downside, it wasn't automatic.
That's all right.
But it was still just, he was doing that for a couple of years, trying to restore it with all the right parts and, obviously get rid of the rust, which to be expected with the age of the car.
Yeah.
But, if you had a supplier who can do that, or even if you go down to Toyota and be like, all right, restore my TA22 or RA28, whatever it may be, would just be awesome.
That's a great point because, I think the car companies really need to look at the following that certain cars have. And I think the cars like the TA22 are still hugely popular. Even 86s and stuff, but 86s are more popular. There's tons of remakes and stuff for them.
Yeah.
But stuff that's got like a big fan base, like for example, MX-5's got a massive fan base, and I think that's why Mazda's
Celicas.
Old school, even the pop-up headlight ones.
Yeah, there was actually one around the corner that me and my brother always just look at every day going past. Now that one's already immaculate.
Yeah.
But we're just like, it would be so cool to have a Celica like that.
A GT4 would be amazing.
Right there.
ST185 would be just awesome. But yeah, they should offer for those. WRX is a big one. I early WRX are all Liberty RS turbos. Another really cool one. But yeah, definitely on the Cordias as well. I'm a big fan of those.
And Starions.
What about the Civic Type Rs?
Yes,
yeah,
early ones.
There are a lot of Civics still getting around.
Tons.
But yeah.
And there are a lot of people also making their non-Type Rs look like Type Rs.
True.
Bad people.
K-swapping it.
That K-swapped Civic was nuts at Nugget National. You see it going, it was going ham on the street. It was going, Wah! You just hear it going screaming.
I think it was in the top 3 as well for lap times around the whole track as well.
It was unbelievably quick. It was a well sorted car.
Oh yeah.
It looked like crap on the outside, but mechanically wise and suspension wise, this thing was an animal.
Oh yeah, it had a huge wing on the back of it, and understandably as well, it had flared body attached to it as well. It's just like this thing is looking horrible,
but it's doing its job.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's like that is actual functionality behind those parts on there.
Yeah.
You need the downforce, otherwise you got no hope.
But yeah, what other cars do you reckon would be great for modern classics that let's say in the 10 to 15-year-old or 10 to 20-year-old bracket, because we've covered the Rixies, Evos would be a good one, like early Evos, GSRs as well. I reckon because for Evo 1, 2, 3s, I know the parts are a bit hard to get for. Mazda GTXs and GTRs, the all-wheel drive rally car, were they're really super duper quick back in their day. You just can't buy parts for them anywhere. in gearboxes are made of glass like Subarus. Sorry, no offense, Alan.
Hey, mine's still running.
It's-
For now.
For now.
Engine will be fine. Gearbox, no.
Your gearbox is planning, when should I detonate? They're just shaking its head.
The day I get tuned, that's the day.
You just
It's
see,
like 6 speed, 6 speed.
yeah, no. He's just like, first gear, yes, second gear, no. I mean, cars like that, they definitely need to bring back. Like not bring back, but like bring, restore and have,
Or at least have the option to restore.
And if you don't want to restore through them, at least offer to sell the parts, like brand new, genuine parts. Because, for a lot of older cars, like going 70s and stuff, companies are they've got patents and stuff to really remanufacture it. But for the newer stuff, because there's some really cool modern classics that are just letting rot and dying because you can't save them. Maybe see where the communities are and really get on top of them, because there's still love for these cars out there.
I guess one thing to consider. I mean, for the car company side of things is depending on the parts itself. Some of them for remanufacture, it's not going to be the cheapest thing for them.
It's
either.
not. The tooling and everything's going to be quite pricey.
Exactly. I mean, obviously,
They'd have to do it smart, Anthony.
Yeah, they'd have to do it smart for it to make it
Get it
cost
done in China.
effective. Everything's done in China anyway, or Japan, because we're obviously talking Japanese cars. But yeah, that would probably be the only thing. I mean, it's not the cheapest thing to restore a car to begin with, but
Definitely not.
when you're going straight from the dealership as well, and the wholesalers and things of that nature, it's a privilege.
Yeah, it is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they should really research what cars what cars have got big fan bases and what cars are still out there that they can offer these services to. I mean, there's no point in doing it if there's a car, there's like 2 of them left in the world. Well,
No,
what's
exactly.
the point? But if there's a car that, like for example, like Tier 22 has got a massive following, maybe offer some sort of assistance for that.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's no point to do it for 300 ZXs?
That is another car that they should bring back. Well, yeah, there's like one of
How
them
many are
left,
left, though? That's the question.
especially in twin turbo form. Not a lot.
Yeah.
They were cool, but they were just ridiculously hard to work on. Have you ever seen the engine bay in one of those?
Yes.
Spark plugs were like quoted by Nissan like a half a day job, like if not more, to change plugs. Like not even your car, your Subaru is harder than that. You can do your Subaru in like a decent amount of time, but
6 hours.
Well, no, as long as you find a kid with small hands, it's
child
pretty easy.
labour. just,
Slave labour.
but yeah, no, a lot of those like in the States especially, there's a group, there's like a tuning shop that's just LSing. Like, I don't know if you've seen on
Why?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But it's because like the parts for those to rebuild those those 6 cylinders and everything else is just super hard to get.
True.
They just don't exist, Anthony.
Well, at least you're keeping the shell. That's at least something, I guess.
It is a good looking car. It's a car that today still looks new. Like you could it's aged probably.
It looks its age.
It looks I think it's aged really well, that car.
Oh, look, it has aged well, but it still looks its age. Like, I would still rock one, don't get me wrong.
100%, yeah.
But it still looks like it is from the era.
It looks newer than an 80s car, though.
Yeah.
It
It was ahead of its time for the
was
time.
ahead of its time, but it has that appeal of it looks like almost like a supercar from that era
Yes.
Well, yeah.
with its design. So that's why you kind of give it a pass.
Super futuristic, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're like, well, it looks old, but it's cool old.
It's kind of DeLorean-esque in terms of like it's timeless in that kind of aspect. Like it would just be like, it's a DeLorean. Who cares? It's like for a bazillion years old. It still looks great.
Still just the respect, just as standard. It's earned it, it's kept it, it's maintaining it.
Yeah, it's one of those rare cars that you can say that to. Like another one would be the late 80s again, BMW 8 Series. With the pop-up headlights and then the two-door coupes. They're gorgeous cars. God, you wouldn't want to buy one because the repairs on them would be insane, especially for the V12. Good luck.
Yeah.
But,
Spark plugs.
well, not only that, Anthony, parts. Just in inverted commas, parts, because they just do not exist.
True.
I've got, actually, my panel beater's got 2, and they're both V12s. He's repainted one. Lovely car, stunning car. Absolutely timeless, but he doesn't drive it often because he's just too scared it's just going to break, and then he's like parts are just going to be like $1 bazillion for like a water pump and stuff. Stuff would just start going wrong because it's an 80s supercar
And a European car.
and it's not a supercar, but it's like a really high end GT car, and
True.
it's European, and parts are just going to be like
No.
But yeah, like another one from BMW would be like the E30, because E30s are super popular these days. Tons of people rock E30s, and and there's like a massive following for them. Like they're probably got the biggest BMW community going around. So if BMW offered that offered that service for those for E30 lovers, it'd be great. Because I think I've got a lot of people would really want to make their like 318 ISs and stuff like back to factory spec, or if factory fresh, and enjoy driving a 30-year-old brand new BMW.
At BMW prices, though. So.
Yes, I know.
And all comes down to money.
It does come down to money, but it's food for thought with these big companies.
Do it, Beamer.
Yes,
and Toyota.
And Toyota. Wake up to yourself. Supra.
Yeah.
Supra.
Enough said.
I mean, there's like none left that have been like they've all been molested to be on repair. So if they offered like a service to fix them up, Toyota, are you listening?
I think in that instance right there, if you had a Supra and had the money to restore it anyway, you would probably invest in doing that one there and then mod like crazy. Because you at least know then it's been rebuilt back to factory. You've essentially got a new car again, but still off chops.
Still a lot of money and still #2JC.
Yeah.
We're going to get to another break. We're going to go to a song by Nicky Nine. The song's called Road. We'll be right back after this. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. Still in the studio with Anthony and Alum. James just ducked out for a bit. But yeah, so it's time for the car quiz. Which one of you like? Yeah, well, you only did it once. You only beat it once. So poor Alum does it like every week.
I've done it many a time, and I also possibly hold a record or two. Unless somebody's gotten 10 out of 10.
Yeah, they've got 9.5 out of 10.
Who's got 9.5?
Father-son duo. He's putting his head. You had 8, which was like the highest at the time.
Exactly.
At the time. So, calm down.
Calm down.
I think you're up, Anthony.
All right, I'm going to do horribly.
Well, this is the CarTorque.
I might help you out if I feel generous.
I'll allow it. This is the CarTorque car quiz. Question 1. Mazda's upcoming HCCI stands for what? Their new engines. It's a HCCI.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Nothing?
It's a hybrid.
No.
That's right.
We're not off to a good start.
It stands for homogeneous charge compression ignition, so they don't have spark.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going
on gasoline.
Yeah, there's no spark. There's really high compression engines. Don't know why you'd even bother, but this is what they're doing. So
yeah, okay.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like detonation.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of compression. Question 2: Ford Falcons went to 6-speed manuals for BA Mark II. What type of gearbox was used?
ZF.
No, manual gearbox.
Oh, manual gearbox. Yeah, no, I got nothing. I've only got the ZF in the autos. Is all I remember. So, how do you go on?
I got nothing.
Nothing. T56. Tremec T56. Question 3: True or false? Honda released an NSX-R.
True.
That is true. They released 2 versions. You're on the board, Anthony.
Yes.
So you need to get everyone right from here to match your top score.
I like my chances.
Now, Mazda announced this week they will be restoring what car?
MX-5.
MX-5. We just mentioned that.
Sure, it wasn't the FD RX-7. You sure?
It was
I believe it was
Cosmo.
Starion.
It was a
Starion.
Mazda are restoring Starions now.
Just because. Question 5. Sorry, question 6. No, back losing my questions. Question 5. True or false? The original MX-5 only come with one engine spec in size capacity.
I feel like I want to say yes and a 1.8 litre,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go false because I'm pretty sure they did have 2 variations.
They had two, it was a 1.6 and 1.8. That is correct. Question 6. Subaru's Levorg shares this platform with what other models they sell?
Well,
You're the Subaru guy, come on.
it's station wagon, correct?
It is a station wagon.
It's rather large. It feels like it shares the platform with a Liberty, but
Liberty's one of them.
Yeah.
It shares with another car as well.
Forester?
No.
No.
the Outback
No.
crossover,
No.
the WRX.
I'll give you a point. It's WRX/Levorg
Yeah.
Impreza, yeah. So I'll pay that. Question 7. Tickford originally in Australia in tuned/enhanced what vehicles? Falcons, that's correct. Jeez, you've pretty much got everything right from here on. LPG stands for what?
I know there's a gas.
It's a liquefied petroleum gas, I believe.
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm taking credit at this point.
Yeah,
I know.
I'll give you that one.
Question 9. True or false? Mercedes are not creating an AMG version of its latest X-Class.
I'm going to say true.
Yeah, they're not. They're like, yeah, we don't need the power in this car. Cause I guess
Why?
Because...
Why are Mercedes selling a Ute, though?
I don't know.
Do they have an AMG version of that?
Like, if you can buy an expensive Mercedes, you buy a G-Wagon. It's the rule.
Geländewagen. Say in German.
Die Wagen.
Question 10. Which current HSV model uses magnetic ride suspension? Only one of them has it left.
HSV variation.
I never understood their different models. There's a Senator and a...
Yeah.
Senator's the long wheelbase.
Yeah, but even then, like, I mean...
Actually, no, Senators are...
Kansas Club Sport.
Senators are Calais.
Yeah, it's going to be a club sport of some sort.
It's a higher than a club sport, so I can't take that answer.
What's higher than a club sport? See, it doesn't make any sense. Sport's got, it's got the FPV, it's got the GT,
Yep.
and it's got the GT, which is your executive class, nice and luxury.
Yes.
XR6.
XR6 and
XR6 Turbo.
yeah.
XR8. They're clear variations, but they're still keeping the same foundation. But
So you guys give up?
And then you got the F6, and the F6E.
Yes.
It's simple. Why you do this, HSE?
I'm just going to I got nothing, but I'm going to say Maloo.
Unfortunately, it's not. It's the GDS. Bro,
Close enough.
wow. Seriously, he just goes, screw it, Maloo. It's the best thing I've ever heard.
Half a point.
Well, Anthony, you got 7 out of 10 with the help of old mate Alum here.
We did well, I think.
You did respectively well. I'll
Now I'm going to find somebody with a magnetic ride suspension and a Maloo, and then get that point.
Well, actually, I think they kind of did on a limited edition GDS Maloo.
Hey.
But you didn't mention GDS.
Hey.
So I'm not going to give it to you.
I said Maloo. You didn't specify it had to be GDS.
Well, you could have just said Commodore, and I would have been like, and then I would have said no GDS. You're like, oh, well, GDS is a Commodore, is it not?
Well, look, half a point then.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, 7 out of 10 is not too bad. It's
I'll
pretty
take
good.
that.
You'll take that. There was some hard ones in there which Alan kind of helped you with, and I did skimp out because you guys went through the whole bloody Subaru catalog. to get the full one right.
I mean, the logical step, if you had Liberty, should have been Impreza, but we decided to go on an adventure, so, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, well, that's pretty much us done for tonight. Any quick shout-outs you want to give?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Well, anyway, we won't end the show just yet. We've still got a few more minutes to...
Actually, if anyone wants to sell me a cheap exhaust for a WRX, let me know.
Gumtree.
GD. Yours is GD, isn't it?
GDA, yeah.
GDA, yes. So
Gumtree.
yours...
The good one.
The good one. Hey, the bug eye STIs look hot.
They look terrible.
STIs are hot.
They look terrible.
Bug
No,
eye.
they don't.
It's a bug eye. The fact that it's called a bug eye.
Bug eye
No
for
one,
life.
no one says...
Bug eye spec, Anthony. Bug eye spec. High
Bug
fives.
eye.
You name something bug, not because you like it. You squish bugs.
I reckon...
What about a Volkswagen Beetle? Come
You
on.
squish it. No one likes beetles. I mean, you just tolerate them.
An
'Cause they're
original
there.
Beetles, though.
Oh, damn right.
Yeah, well...
And then it's chuck a 911 engine in it.
Yeah, even more dope.
Why are you going to chuck an 911? You just chuck
Why not?
an STI engine in it because it's much cheaper and more economical, fits better, and you can get good power out of it.
Yeah, there's a good point.
But still, it's still coming back to the point of a Beetle.
And it's cool. The original Beetles are cool. New ones are, I wouldn't touch.
Well, when you check out the cool Japanese rhinoceros beetles, I'll admit, that's cool. Still a bug, not cool. So bug eye, not cool.
No, bug eye STIs are hot. They are pornography. They are a really nice car.
How?
Because they look good. They're actually...
They're funky for their age.
They are funky. And I reckon they've aged kind of well as well.
They have.
Like,
See-
don't get me wrong, at the start I didn't like them, but they've aged, they've grown on me, and I actually kind of really like. I kind of like them on equal length with peanut eyes like yours.
Blob eye is cheesy and cute. All right, that's what they are. The bug eye is just as the name suggests, bug eye.
It's a
You
good
wanna
car.
squish it. The WRX itself had didn't they have like a catalytic converter in the up pipe, and that used to cause like heat issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the early ones had some.
Great car, wasn't it?
It was for me. It was a good. STIs were good.
Actually, the STI didn't have the catalytic.
STI didn't have any issues. STIs were good. They actually got their stuff together on
Still
STIs.
that card.
Oh, please. Bug-eye. Hashtag Bug-eye.
Yeah, we're going to start a poll.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's start a poll on the...
on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it.
We'll see what's better.
100%. All right. And Anthony, please vote. Because you're my only friend that likes Bug-eye.
Yeah, that's right.
The people will speak.
The people will speak, and I'm going to get...
And I'll make sure they speak the right way.
You're going to be like to everyone on the page, vote.
I'm half expecting you to make like multiple.
Yeah, I was going to
Facebook
make
accounts.
multiple accounts. To just...
That works.
Well, I'll know if I get more likes on my Facebook page. I'm like, geez, well, with these random people, and I look who they know, I have like those Google pictures.
Google pictures back to Alum.
Anyway, look, that's all we got time for tonight on the show. Tune in next week, same time, 7 p.m. Also tune in earlier for James' show. Like and share our Facebook page. It's CarTorque with Manny J, TORQUE with Manny J. If you miss any of our previous shows, we've got all our podcasts up on shoutengine.com. So, and the links to on our Facebook page, and we're also on iTunes. So, subscribe, rate, and review our iTunes page so we get more higher up on the charts on there, because we're actually getting some good reviews, but we're gonna need some more. So give us the big thumbs up. And yeah, that's pretty much us done for tonight. So thanks again for coming in, guys.
That's always a pleasure.
No dramas, mate. It's good to be back on here, and just because you're actually sending me a message right now, hi, Kat. Yeah, there you go. You got your shout out. You happy?
Who's Kat?
Girl I used to work with at Amy. So yeah, as I said, just bugging me at the moment. So I thought I would actually follow through and say, there you go. There's your shout out. You're happy now. You can quit bugging me.
Okay, so we're giving a hi to Kat, and we're giving a hi to our overseas friend Dave. What's up, man? Loving your new Focus SVT, really cool. And shout out to Reese in the SS, because he loves his SS and he loves the show. So big shout out to Reese. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got time for tonight. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for coming on, and I will see you next week. Take it easy.
This is professional radio, gentlemen.
And it's front wheel drive.
Scotty, have you got anyone you want to thank?
Just myself.
And now we do the after hours. Dun, dun, dun.
Gentlemen, what would you go for?
Decisiion there.
Okay, and because it's not a supercar.
But it is.
It's not.
Automotive perfection comes in the form of two letters, A and U.
Long live my LTD!